Arches National Park is located in southeast Utah, about 5 miles north of the closest city, Moab. Here are its exact coordinates of the national park, and here is its distance from the capital of Utah. The national park was also established on the Colorado Plateau. So when you are visiting a bunch of natural rock formations, you are also visiting two somewhat well-known places at once. In 1911, a Moab newspaper writer/editor named Lauren Bish Taylor wrote extensively about the town of Moab and interesting rock formations up north. He often traveled with John Williams, a doctor, to look over these mesmerizing rock formations after traveling to and from settlements. Eventually, word spread about the rock formations and caught the attention of a prospector named Alexander Ringhofer. Ringhofer wrote to the Rio Grande Western Railroad in 1923 in order to publicize the area. He led railroad executives on hikes around the formations and convinced them that they would attract railroad customers. Soon after, the government sent researchers to investigate the area. On April 12, 1929, President Herbert Hoover signed Presidential Proclamation No. 1875 that reserved 1,920 acres of the Windows and 2,600 acres of the Devil's Garden in order to establish the Arches National Monument. Since then the park's boundaries were expanded, and in 1971, Congress changed the status of Arches National Monument to National Park to recognize the 10,000 or so years of history in that area. A civilian conservation corps camp was formed on March 1940 in Arches National Monument to help maintain the area and maintain infrastructure. Despite some setbacks, the CCC managed to build roads, constructed buildings, and overall improved the scenic look of the park. The CCC was disbanded when the United States entered World War II. Specifically, the Arches CCC camp shut down on March 1942. Since Arches National Park is located on top of the Colorado Plateau, you can expect it to be hot, and rocky, and barren, and have the characteristics of your average American desert. Due to the geology of the area, anticlines, and erosion and whatnot shaped the area to what we know today. As of right now, its highest elevation is at 5,653 feet above sea level. Here you can see that the park reaches about 100 degrees Fahrenheit at its peak and 22 degrees Fahrenheit at its lowest. On average it's a nice 71 or so degrees. Unlike its surrounding area, Arches is classified as a high desert region due to its wide temperature fluctuations and unpredictable rainfall. Flora of Arches is separated into 4 categories: drought escapers, drought resistors, drought evaders, and non-native plant species. Drought escapers are plants that make use of favorable conditions. These type of plants often grow annually or when there is a sufficient amount of water. They include grasses and wildflowers. Drought resistors are typically perennials that have spines or hairy leaves, which reduces its exposure to air currents and solar radiation, which in turn also reduces water loss. These type of plants include cacti, yucca, and mosses. Drought evaders are plants that live in completely plant-friendly conditions. These types of plants include monkey flowers, columbine, and maidenhair ferns. Non-native species such as tamarisk and Russian thistle can be found in the park, but they are not important because they aren't native. Other plants like blackbrush, purple sage, greasewood, Mormon tea, and pinyon juniper are entirely dependent on soil chemistry and depth. But wait, there's more. There are many different kinds of desert animals and critters that have adapted to the environment. Some of these include kangaroo rats, wood rats, mule deer, coyote, porcupine, desert cottontail, black-tailed jackrabbit, squirrels, antelope squirrels, chipmunks, lizards, snakes, hawks, and eagles. There's probably more, but I'm only going to list those to save myself and to save time. Some common environmental impacts include human-caused air pollution, noise pollution, and light pollution, as well as human-introduced non-native species. Since people are visiting Arches mainly for the interesting rock formations, there are bound to be some f***ing idiots that are going to destroy these extraordinary examples of geologic forces and features. Despite the harmful stuff people can do to the national park, here are some legal recreational activities you can enjoy while visiting. Climbing on arches less than 3 feet apart and on other rock formations are allowed but regulated. Other recreational activities such as auto touring, backpacking, camping, and hiking are allowed, but some require permits. Guided commercial tours and ranger programs are available. Astronomy/stargazing is a popular activity due to the dark nights. These dark nights may go away as human traffic and light pollution increases. Notable sites at the park are Balanced Rock, Courthouse Towers, Dark Angel, Delicate Arch, Double Arch, Fiery Furnace, Landscape Arch, and the Petrified Dunes.